Holly the Twister Sister back again for another Tutorial Tuesday, and this week we're getting a little grumpy. We're gonna learn how to make this super awesome Grinch stick. Isn't that cute? Alright, now you might see someone looking over my shoulder in this video. The big full-size Grinch is going to be our deluxe video this week. If you want to learn how to make all of that, which is great for deliveries and big surprises for people, head on over to the link down in the description where you can purchase a $5 tutorial. That's all it is, and you can learn how to make the big guy there. Tonight we're going to be learning how to do this little guy, which is perfect for restaurants, parties, and maybe line work, but probably not. So grab some balloons, get your pump and some markers, and let's get started. So for the balloons we're going to be using for this, we're going to have two 160s. I've got a lime green and then a darker green here for our 160s. For our 260s, we're going to do a red and a white, and these are kind of optional. They're for the bottom part, which can be a headband, a bracelet, or a stick, like I'm going to show you tonight. And then another white 260 that's going to be for the eyes, and I've only blown that up just enough for two 2-inch bubbles, so maybe 3 to 4 inches there. And then you're going to need a lime green geo. I love working with geos, and so I'm excited to get to use these in Tutorial Tuesday this week. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and inflate your geo. Now, you fully inflate your geo and then you let a lot of air out so it's really nice and squishy, because we're actually going to make a twist in a geo. If you've never done that before, you might be a little nervous about it. Don't worry, it is definitely doable. I've done this a lot. I have a whole series of animals using this sort of technique, and the DVD for that will be available soon. So what we're going to do when you have your geo inflated all the way and you've let some air out so it's nice and squishy and tied it off, you're going to get your nozzle on the bottom here and kind of keep track of where it is. So if you look at your geo, you've got 5 sections. From the nozzle, there's 1, 2, 3 here on the bottom and 1, 2 on top. We're going to grab those top 2. And so the way that you do this is you just kind of start walking your fingers across your geo and squishing them so that those 2 top lobes are kind of fitting in your hand so you can twist them apart from the rest of the balloon. Once you've got a good hand around them, just go ahead and do 1 or 2 twists. You don't need to wrap this around and around because the friction's going to hold it in place. The more you twist it, the more likely it is to pop. So this is going to be pretty tight now, okay? So we don't want to push our luck too much. Alright, now you're going to grab your white 160 that's just for the eyes. And the new Grinch has the white eyes, and so that's why I've done white. But this also looks really cool with yellow eyes as kind of a throwback to the old school Grinch that I know and remember from growing up. Okay, so choose which kind of Grinch you want to make and use that color for the eyes. So I'm going to twist this white balloon just in half right here. And, whoops, make it stay. There we go. And we're going to just take our head of our Grinch, and we're going to bring those eyes from the back, pull them forward to the front, so they're sticking out right like that. And we're going to tie both of our ends together. Do a nice double knot. Like that. Okay, now at this point I like to cut the end of my long tail just so that it's not full of air, and so we can make it nice and flat, because we're going to take our eyes now. We're going to push them up towards the top of the head. We're going to take that long tail, pull it nice and tight around the back, and then just twist it around the base through the middle part of the head, I guess. Just twist it around a few times, and that's going to connect your eyes onto the front of his head. Alright, pretty cool. Pretty easy so far, right? Okay, now the next part is going to be the hair. I was trying to decide which part I should do next. Okay, so in the deluxe version, I show you how to do the whole Santa costume with the hat and the suit. For tonight, we're doing the hair. because I think the hair is a little bit faster, and I like to keep Tutorial Tuesdays somewhat fast and intermediate or below level. Alright, so on our lime green 160, we're going to just twist off a small bubble and make that into a pinch twist. And this is really just to connect it to the head and to kind of hold the hair up in place. Now you've got this uninflated balloon going across the top of the head. You're just going to tuck your 160 right underneath there to attach the 160 to the top of the head. And then I like to go ahead and just flip these around once to wrap the balloon around there and really secure it onto the top of the head here in case that pinch twist pops or anything like that. Now, how many hairs you give him is totally up to you. I kind of gave him like a pineapple head on this guy, but I actually think it looks pretty decent. So you can play around with the hair. Maybe you can think of a better way to do this part. I'm going to show you how I did it. So we're going to do 2 small loops. So he's got 2 small loops on his head. Looks okay, but kind of looks like ears, which is a whole different animal. And then, so I'm going to bring my balloon up, and we're going to do 2 slightly larger loops. Those will just rest on top of the other ones there. And now if you can see, they're getting a little bit of space in between your balloons, and you can just connect these 2 loops by wrapping them around each other. And that will help tighten everything back up again. And then 1 larger loop straight up in the middle. Like that. Okay, and now you can get rid of the rest of this or continue adding hair. See what you think looks good and what version of the Grinch you're going for. So that's what we've got so far. Now the next part is going to be the nose and eyebrows, because a Grinch really has to have those eyebrows to get the character across that he's grumpy. So the new Grinch has a dark green for a nose and eyebrows if you're doing the old style Grinch. There's one with the yellow eyes and lime green for the eyebrows and nose. So that's more of like the old school version. We're going to do the new school version. So make yourself a big bubble. This is going to be a big fat pinch twist, or even maybe a tiny loop, whatever it turns out to be. Go ahead and make your big pinch twist. And then this is going to be the nose. So we're going to put it right here at the base of the eyes. Place it and take the rest of your balloon out the back of the head. And you're just going to twist that around once or twice to get it locked in there. Now you can really see his character starting to come along once we get that nose on, right? But he looks way too happy to be a Grinch, so we've got to add the eyebrows. So we can use the rest of our green 160 here for the eyebrows. So I'm just going to come out and cut off my green and set his head aside. Now the reason I blew this 160 up so much, even though we're just using a little bit, is so that when I cut it off here, I can let out as much air as I need to just get enough for 2 eyebrow bubbles. But the trick on these eyebrow bubbles is to get the air in the middle of the balloon. So you have 2 long tails on either end of the air, and you're going to tie your knot back here at the beginning, so you don't see a knot right on the side of his eyebrow. We're going to twist this in half. So we've got our 2 eyebrows here. We're going to place these in the center of the eye, and you should have the white tail from your eyes earlier hanging out up here. We're just going to bring that straight down. We're not twisting it. We're just bringing it straight down over the eyebrows, and we're going to twist it into the base of the head down here. Bring it straight back, wrap it around. And that secures those eyebrows onto the eyes, but they're not twisted in there, so you can position them so they can go down as low as you want or even come up, and you can angle them for whatever kind of expression you want him to have. So go ahead and give these a little squeeze See that? How that just gives him character? You're gonna take your two tails right out the back, kind of around his hair, straight back. And you don't want to pull them too tight because you want enough leeway to be able to position them and play with the shape of them a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off the excess there. Alright, so that's what we've got. Now mine, his eyebrows are kind of coming out the middle of his eyes, so I'm just going to scoot them up a little bit. Bunch them together up here. And look how cute that is. Isn't that awesome? Now if you gave him balloon pupils, that would be really cool too, but I'm going to show you how to draw them on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that because then we'll be done with the face. And the next part is kind of the scarf, which is optional. You could just do with the face if you want. But the face looks really good if you do green eyes with black in the middle. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. And I would not recommend these chiseled tip Sharpies, but that's all that I had in green for Sharpies. So that's what I'm using. So I'm just going to draw a big round circle. Okay, and then you just fill those in with green. We're going to do his mouth. And for his mouth, I just do kind of squiggly lines on his cheeks there. And then I come down from one of those, do a slight curve, and then we're going to go way down and back up over to the other side, and then do another slight curve up to the other cheek, something like that. And it looks a little bit better when I'm actually looking at what I'm doing, but you get the idea there. And then I do black in the center for his pupils, and then fill those in with black. What makes this look really good is to add some white dots. I'm using my Posca paint pen. There's all kinds of paint pens. I've used Sharpie paint pens. I think the duct tape brand even has paint pens now. So just try a few, see what you like. Well, let me fix his eyebrows up a little bit here. He looks way too happy. Ta-da! And that is the grumpy, grouchy Grinch face. Now, we're going to finish this off with our red and white 260s. And on these two, you want to, and I actually overinflated mine, but you want to leave about ½ an inch of a tail on these if you're doing a wand. And you're going to start off by tying them together. And the way I do wands is I do 3 small loops on one color first. And then I do 3 loops on the other color. And then I arrange them so that they're opposite, like this, like a Pokemon ball. And then I just take the 2 sides where the different colors are touching and I flip those petals. Do the same thing with these 2. Just flip the petals. Okay? And then you'll have a nice tight flower where everything is held together nice and close. Alright? Now if you're doing a bracelet or a headband, you can cut off the rest of this. If you want to do the wand, then you just take the rest of your balloon and you spiral it. Ta-da! There we go. And now all you have to do is take your Grinch head using the nozzle and wrap it in. I'm going to cut off this tail that's waving around here in the back. And there you have a really cool Grinch wand. It looks just like the character that's in the movie that's already out. I thought it was coming out, but it's already out. This is the one you could tell that I was able to draw this one just focusing on what I was doing, and this is how I draw when I'm like trying to show on the camera at the same time. So anyway, they both look great, and these would get you a really good reaction for whoever you gave them for, especially if they're Grinch fans. Now, don't forget the deluxe version. If you guys want to learn how to make a big boy there in the back, I also show you a couple other modifications you can make to give him his scarf. From the new movie, he wears a scarf for a lot of the movie, and so this is a really cute hat that has the scarf coming off on the side, which is a big attention getter, and people love it. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget, we host Facebook contest. We're starting to do that every week now, where if you post a picture on Facebook of the Grinch you made, to enter the contest, all you have to do is post a picture of a Grinch that you made for this week, and just make sure to include the hashtag TwisterSister. And if you can post it on my Facebook page, you can post it in groups that we're both in, you can post it on your own timeline. Just make sure that it's set to public so I can see it. And I will look through, I will get everybody's names that posted pictures this coming week, and they'll go in a hat, and then on my Facebook Live, which will be next Tuesday, I'll pick a name and you get to win. It's just a little something something. It's not like a car or anything big, but it's just to say thanks for watching the video and to keep things exciting, and because I love seeing your pictures. So thank you guys so much for engaging and sharing this video with your friends. If you liked it, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And I'll see you guys in next week's Tutorial Tuesday. Bye!